Recording's gone ready. Going live. Looks like a producer. Not yet. Live. Things that go bump in the night.
Yeah, and I gotta get up when I go to the toilet and I hit my little toe.
And you use those expressive words after you hit your toe. You say, "Oh, that hurt a little bit."
No, I don't. No way.
Good evening. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to After Midnight. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm going to bed. It's 10 o'clock.
You worked all day today making hot dogs to raise money. It's not that cold though, it's pretty good.
Yes, it is.
What?
I'm cold.
Oh, she's cold, which means we'll have the furnace on tonight and I shall baste.
Yes.
I wonder how many other people have things that go bump in the night. Was it just a car passing or a shadow move across the room? Did you hear something? Is what you placed on the table been moved? Or was it just a lapse in thought that you already moved it yourself? Or have you seen something which cannot be explained? Plain.
You bored?
Leave me alone, I'm having fun. Sheesh, she's tough. I think I might have to do the scary story of the Boit Midnight Express. All aboard the Boit Express, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Brockovich. Have you done anything nuclear today? It's just a joke between me and Brockovich. She knows what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking
The
about.
Boit Express tickets are free to get on,
But you can't get off.
but you can never leave. Of course, Brockovich, we've already organised first-class cabins for you on board the train. Yes. Remember Secret Squirrel, the cartoon show?
No.
His dog's name was called Precious, don't you remember?
No.
Top Cat,
Oh,
don't you remember?
I remember Top Cat.
Yeah. The old lady on the motorbike with the dog called Precious.
No. It's too late.
But we got more rain coming, which is unusual because we don't get much rain. So it's an event here. I could have done some video of you doing the hot dogs today.
Yeah, why didn't you?
Well, I was too busy buying tools in
Where'd
the
you
shop.
put them?
They're in the boot. Boy, we're about to go to bed and everyone's just waking up. I feel like we're on the International Space Station talking to people on Earth.
I have to turn the heater on before I go to bed. I'll be back in a sec. I'm cold.
Yes, I want you to keep your eye on it, Brockovich. certainly looks like it could be one of those morphing creatures. One moment it's a rooster, the next, what could it be? I'll put it in pan of view better for you. If I do my magic wave in front of the lens, if I can get it to focus. That didn't work. And that didn't work. Yes, you can see it changing the scales. Lizard people. Of course, most lizard people, as we know, become politicians and world leaders. You just have to watch YouTube. Very convincing video about that. Right. Yes, I think what you're seeing is a vision through a lizard's eye. There you go, I've just taken the lizard's lens away, and now at least it's focused. What did you do today, Brockovich, or have you just got up? It's at breakfast time. You've just gotten up a bit ago. Later have some homes to sell. Lovely. That sounds like there's going to be money coming your way. Yeah, I'm just looking at my crystal ball. Yes, there'll be money coming your way, Brockovich. But it can't buy you love. You know that. Can't buy you love. Yes, real estate agents, particularly independent ones, can make a good living. Ignore the money. Will I be size 2 again? Well, size is relative. It's like beauty. I mean, the industry that surrounds beauty and weight loss is criminal in my eyes, forcing good women in particular to try and live a dream which is not possible, leading them to depression and despair. It's one of those things that is only relative for each and every one of us. Other words, our vanity. Am I not pretty enough? What was that song by the Australian singer?
Can't remember.
Am I too broken?
Casey Chambers.
Yeah, that's right, Casey Chambers. Living a life to satisfy the eye of others is crazy. Be who you are. Shine. Forget what people expect of you. Give them what you want to give them. Take no prisoners. But I might be able to help you, Brockovich. I am the president of the Tiny Titty and Tush Association, and achieving a size 2 is possible. In some cases, chainsaws are used. You want to fit into a particular Halloween costume. A size 2 would mean you'd probably be the broomstick, because that's too skinny. It's very tiny, size 2. There's so much nonsense that goes on with looks. I mean, you can see beauty in everybody if you look hard enough. Just because someone's big, and particularly not to the scale of beauty that you see advertised, doesn't mean a damn thing. should never live your life to look like the model on the television screen. That's why they want to sell you stuff. Stuff that will never achieve what you're looking at. I just get staggered at stories. We watch those things about cosmetic surgeries and how some people are obsessed. Even the smallest little wrinkle, they've got to have an operation. You want to be the girl with the long black hair and the white linen dress from the movie The Ring. So that's what you're going at to Halloween. I do need to mention, though, Brockovich, you've got plenty of time. It's not yet October. We have Halloween on the 31st.
It's strange that it's all over the world the same date.
No, I'm just saying, she's got plenty of time between now and the 31st of October. Being young and beautiful myself, for Halloween this year, I'm going to dress up as an old man with a grey beard. That'll scare 'em. That'll fix 'em. Hello, Kathy. Welcome on board the Boyd Express. Tickets are free to get on board, of which you never leave. Michael Myers. The funny thing is, some of the characters that Mike's done, voiceovers as Shrek, etc., his funniest character for me is Fat Bastard. I just laugh at that. That's just so funny. Yes, be careful, Kathy. The Rooster is an undercover agent for Chaos. Brockovich is onto it, don't worry. It's a shift-changing lizard person pretending to be a clay cockerel. Wear a blanket and shawl and call yourself Gandalf. Thank you, Frodo. Why, you Samwise Gamgee. The truth be known, in the land of Boyd, orcs are everywhere. E-begging, snarling, long-toothed, smelling, evil orcs of Boyd. Storytelling. I love storytelling. I like I said, some of you know, I used to love listening to old radio shows. When I was a kid, it was the BBC. It'd be things like music. This is BBC Radio 1. Tonight's story is read by somebody, and the story is Nails on the Brick Wall of Death. Always funny titles like that. The little kid, you'd sit round, listen, go to bed terrified, not close your eyes till morning.
I'm going now. That's where I'm going now.
You're going to bed?
Yeah.
That means I'll have to close the chat down. Is that what you're demanding?
No.
Are you going to go in the bedroom and come into the side chat?
No. I'm too tired.
The Shadow Knows. Yep, things like that. There was hundreds of titles that were, in hindsight, very funny. The Green Slime. I remember that one in particular. This green slime alien, of course, took over a movie theatre and swallowed up people. And I think they actually made a movie of it in the 60s. Lock the door, the rooster is aware. Now that we're aware that we know what he knows, and then we all know. Yeah, you get that? The Night of the Clee Rooster.
I think I forgot
Dum,
to,
dum, dum, dum.
forgot to give you your tablets tonight, didn't I?
What tablets? As I flick my head to side to side. Yes, I might do a few horror stories, radio style, with sound effects. There was a knock at the door. Yes, why are you here? I come to cut your feet off. I did not call for anyone. I know. I'm a freelance worker. It's the police. What's going on? Oh, my wife's saying, shut up, you wake the neighbours up. Fine, you've just destroyed what would have been a classic radio show on my channel. Got a massive audience of a couple.
Then go do it in the
They would have told their grandchildren about this, but no, it's all ruined.
Go do it in the land.
No, it's all ruined. It's finished. You've killed the moment. The audience is shattered.
Oh, shut up.
They're talking about the policeman, the guy come to the door, going to cut my feet, and now they're lost. Where's this going to end up? Is this going to end up in the
You can finish it
in the
another
editor's
time.
bin?
You're going to make the dog.
It's all over
bark.
now. Anyway, that's how it happens. You're going to wake the neighbours up. They've probably got their hands on the fence listening, thinking, "Oh, that's scary." But no, you've even spoiled it for them.
Yep, because you make the dog bark.
Fear is something generally good movie directors and producers install in an audience simply by suggesting there's something to fear, a shadow, a movement, something left behind, but never actually seeing the actual fear itself is actually quite frightening because you make up your own mind. And that's why great movie directors like well, there's been many, but actors in particular like Lugosi, Vincent Price, Hitchcock was a great movie maker for suspense and for making you make your mind up. Like, do you all know the ending of the movie The Birds? What happened? Well, that's left up to you. I should hire my sister. She's terrifying. That sounds scary. It's funny, those old radio shows, they'd actually have about 8 or 9 people with different instruments that they've already practiced all week on making certain sounds, like someone's coming up the steps. I mean, listening back as a child in particular, it was very real. So these guys would have practiced all weeks these different sounds and scraping of smashing of windows and all these sort of things. Quite fascinating. I would love to have been in the audience when they were making these type of shows. That would have been a fun night out, I reckon. Yes, that's right. There's quite a few actors that suffered problems for being in horror movies. There's no question about that. Yeah, it's like we just presume, like the sound of a running horse. It's very simple to do with your fingertips, but they made it sound real. And you could hear them get off the saddle with the leather sound of your ass leaving the seat, and then the feet hitting the deck of a gravelly path. Very clever. And like I said the other night, we were talking about movies, and for me, the sound in the movie, the music in a movie, makes the movie on many occasions. I suppose in the last 20 years in particular, many movies are about aliens, aren't they, in one form or another, or invasions and things like that. Generally, where there's smoke, there's a little bit of fire. Does that mean that we've already been visited by aliens? Probably. I think we've got about 8 or 9 different species of humans on this planet as it is. Yeah, they do. Musical scores, you like suspenseful, not gory. Yeah. In fact, gory in some parts, like the death of an evil character that you want to be destroyed, you probably would tolerate, but not just a continuation of gore through the whole movie or radio show.
I can smell flowers.
My sister is an alien. Well, you could always trade her in. Well, like I say, if you look at human species in general, you look at the continents, we have different species of humans. And that's true, I'm not making it up. There have been anthropologists who say we have at least 8 species of Homo sapiens. So I'm not making a statement out of the blue. If you landed from another planet and you went to all parts of the world and you found little pygmies in northern Australia, Pitjantjatjara Aborigines, are about 4 foot tall.
I'm going to bed.
Yep, okay, I'll be in shortly.
Don't be noisy.
And then you went to a Nordic state where men are 6'5" and the women are about 6 foot tall, built like brick shit houses. Then you went to another part of the world and you found some Chinese that are about 5 foot tall. You'd be saying there's a lot of different species on this planet as an alien visitor. One of the classics to what I'm saying is when Australia, well, Captain Cook, or in that period if you like, landed at Botany Bay, Aboriginal folklore states that these people must have come down from the clouds. And that's no different like Native Americans seeing white men for the first time, or Spanish. It would be like having an alien invasion, literally. And they were right. They came to destroy, pillage, rape, and take all the gold. Yeah, it's like there was a question. A friend of mine asked me years ago, he said, if you would draw an alien, would you stick with like what Brockovich put in, a symbol of wide-eyed, bald-headed? I think, nah, I'd probably put in something similar to humans. And it's like, why would you have little skinny men with big heads and big eyes? Well, that's what the movies tell you. So that's the perception people would have. If they saw a spaceship in the sky tomorrow and a beam of light came down and a bloke walked out looking just like you and me, we'd say, that's not an alien. Because we expect it to be the little 3 foot grey, dark eyes and a big head. But can you imagine if, say, an alien looked like Ellen DeGeneres, pops down and says, "G'day, just going through the universe," that would say, "How are you going?" We wouldn't believe it. We've been conditioned to think that's not the case. A lot of conditioning goes on. Here you go. It is I. I know you thought it was someone else, but it is me. Yeah, I understand what you're saying by that, Brockovich, but my logic, as a lateral thinker, is that there are probably millions of Earth-like planets, and there are probably millions of civilizations, and if there are a million of Earth-like planets, we're probably going to have an Earth-like representation. Green trees, grass, water, some sort of species that's evolved, and if it follows the pattern of the universe, they look a bit like us. But no alien movie, have you ever seen an alien movie where these aliens are actually just like us? Maybe at the same level of advance, but maybe a million years ahead in technology. No, it doesn't make for a good movie. Can you imagine that? A movie made up of aliens that look like us. Just can't be possible. If you had an unlimited amount of pebbles and you threw them in the universe, one happens to be us, just close enough to the sun to be in what they call the Goldilocks area, which Mars is as well, but on the border, Mars is as well. And it looks, by all indications, without doubt, at a different period in time, Mars was like Earth. Yeah. Maybe that advanced civilization, millions of years ago, travelled to the Earth. In fact, we're really Martians, but we call ourselves Earthlings. Have you ever wondered also, why are all the planets named after gods? Think about that for a second. And then you'll come up with the one saying, but seeds, Earth. Well, it's a derivative of names, hundreds of names for the planet actually, that we've given it. But Earth actually was a god as well, female god. But all the others, Mercury, Pluto, Saturn, Mars, they're all gods. But they were named a long time ago by ancient civilizations, so we've just kept the names. But we call them Mars and Pluto and Saturn, even to this day. And we call our planet Earth, which, if you Google, you'll find that it actually does assume many different names, terra firma, you name it. But actually it was associated with a god as well. Interesting subject. What if we could find another planet today? Question for you guys. And it's confirmed. It's the same size as our planet, has blue water, clouds, atmosphere, a few animals running around, a bit like Earth. But there's no humans or anything on there, just animals. And I said to you guys, you can call this new planet whatever you like. What name would you give the new planet? There's a couple of obvious ones you might come up with, but you get to name the new planet. What you're going to call it. Yeah, Pluto's back being a planet now, even though it's just a cold, hard, icy rock. It's been put back into the good books. Planet Sid or Planet Harry? This question's been asked of students many times. What would you call a planet if we found it that replicates our own, but there are no humans on there? Plenty of animals, fish, everything else is developed. We get a chance to go there. What should we call it? Some of the names would be familiar. One of the first ones, of course, that people put down was Earth 2. But no. We wouldn't want to be an occupant of that planet and say, this is called Earth 2. What would you call it? Would you use biblical terms? Interesting, isn't it? What would it be called if you had the opportunity to name it yourself? Come on, give me a couple of names. Sid and Harry's not going to cut it, Kathy. And if we named another planet, would we rename this one? Probably not. Better get stuck with Earth, I think. The answers that were given by students were along the lines of other gods, obviously. Hence, all our planets are named after gods. So probably 75% of the people that answered gave god names to the planet. In other words, named after a god, which is pretty much the same as what we've done over centuries, naming our planets surrounding us. It may happen one day, not in my lifetime. Yep, that was the top name actually that came up in the students, Zeus, because it's the only planet that we've not named in our system. It was on the schedule, believe it or not. but they never actually named Pluto Zeus. They named it Pluto. So Zeus was something like 18% of the answer, which was the highest. But there are other gods. Trident was in there somewhere as well. I think about 15 civilizations named Mars a war planet. You can see why. In the night sky with the naked eye, when you've got good young eyes, there's a sort of a red tint to it. Some of the Aztecs had meanings of Diablo, devil, planet, but most of them were. But you certainly don't want to go and live on Venus. Not even for a weekend, because you wouldn't last 2 seconds. Nasty planet, Venus. And you certainly wouldn't live on Mercury. But if they asked me to rename the planet Earth, I have an easy answer to that. I would call it Planet Chaos. I'd use a K just to be different, because I don't like silent letters anyway. CH, you don't even use the damn H, you say chaos. We should have always spelt phonetically. Always. So what are you guys doing today? It is Sunday morning for you guys. Obviously you've received breakfast in bed, foot massage, probably roses, and probably having lunch at some sort of river area, beach resort. Probably lobster, I imagine. Normal Sunday for everybody, isn't it? I'm going to go to bed very shortly. But I will ask you, what are you going to do today? What incitement is happening in your life for today? Has your butler not warmed towels for you in the bathroom already? Is he not available to have your slippers warmed underneath sort of a lens so they're nice and warm when you put your feet in? Or does your butler actually dry you? Brokovich, you need to talk to the rooster. Anyway, you have a great day wherever you are, all of you. And I am going to hit the hay and go to bed. You shall be chatting with him. I think you're a storyteller as well. Anyway, have a good one, and I will see you good people on another time and place. Until then, good night.